All right, I'm here with my buddy Joe Hughes. Bad News Joe Hughes.
What's going on, my man?
We played rugby together for years. First time I met you, we never really met, but we played against each other in, I want to say it was like 2001 at the Long Island tournament. You were
Probably
playing for
more
Boston
like
College?
2003 or 4. I just graduated college. That was when
No, it was before that. It was in college. You played for Boston College.
Yeah.
I played for New Paltz. We
Yeah.
played each other in the playoffs, and we actually ended up beating them. But, it was fun because there was a lot of mud down there. We
Yeah,
ended up having
definitely. Down by the
it was
beach.
a great game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a Zulu there. It was a lot of fun. So Joe has a business, and it's called Contractor Dynamics. So Joe, tell us more about your business and what you guys do.
Yeah, sure. So we are Contractor Dynamics. We are a marketing agency and training and coaching company for the construction industry.
Mm-hmm.
So we work with clients throughout the United States in about 30, 35 states right now. And we basically help companies leverage digital to grow and improve their businesses and build their brand. So that's what we focus on.
So your ideal customer is like, the contractor, he's a GC, a roofer, remodeler, things like that.
Ideal customer for us is a company that's established, like it's been in business a few years. They've done well. They've gotten to that point where they relied on hustle and blood, sweat, and tears. They've gotten to this level, and now they're like, all right, I'm here. Right. I want to get here, but I know that what got me here is not going to get me there. I need to do different things. I need to start building a brand. I need to start doing marketing and advertising to get more customers, get more jobs, and also to build my team.
Yeah.
Because that's a big constraint in growing construction companies, finding the right key players. So marketing and building a brand actually helps you with that too.
So with that, you can do multiple things, right? You can do the HR process of hiring and finding people by building your brand. I want to work for that company.
Oh, yeah.
They seem they know what they're doing.
Yep.
And they're growing, so you can be part of that growing brand at the same time. And also, it kind of lets everybody know your culture before you even get in the door.
Yeah,
right. Like
totally.
We're modern, we're new, we're growing, we want to keep growing, and it really sends that message out to everybody.
Absolutely. I mean, we're running Facebook ads for ourselves right now as we're hiring. And it's me doing a video, walking around the office and being like, hey, we're a small, scrappy company doing big things.
Yeah.
Like we need someone in here who's going to be hustling and going to like get a lot of things done. And we have people that are applying because they see that and like, I want to be a part of that culture.
Yeah. I mean, listen, and you're in a great spot here. So Joe's in Asbury Park. And if you look, 20 years ago, it's a totally different town, right? Yeah. It was a lot more run down. Now it's like totally revitalized and everything's new and like hipsterish, and you actually moved from across the street, right? From last time we saw each other.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's totally revitalized. There's still a lot of areas that are definitely still building and still rebuilding. But this area, pocket downtown and up toward the beach, it's booming. The real estate development that's going on here is crazy, both on the high end and kind of on the the other end as well. So. Yeah, it's a great place to be. I love being here personally, and also 20 minutes away. Mm-hmm. A lot going on. You can walk to restaurants, and coffee shops, whatever. And also, as far as like recruiting, people want to work in this town. So, and also as we were talking about before we hit record, we're going to start doing workshops here. So it's a place where a central place where people can get to.
Yeah, Joe has a great 20 by 20 space right behind us, and it's, we talked about earlier, like it's the opportunity to add value within the community and run workshops on social media and just growing your business and your brand. And then potentially could lead to other clients, right? And that's what you want, word of mouth. So Joe has a team here. It's about 4 people, more or less, right?
Between full-time and freelance, we fluctuate between 6 and 10 people or so.
So what's your biggest challenge on the people side of your business?
On the people side of our business, I would say, when I first started a few years ago, it was kind of just me and a couple of freelancers. And as we started building the team out in-house, it was a learning experience for me, developing that culture, leading, managing people, which I don't have a ton of experience with. So those are all things like skills that I had to build up. And, and some of it was very challenging. So that's been a big challenge is building that right culture. And leading people where we want to go.
So one thing I always say with any of the clients that I work with, especially in the leadership side, is that, your culture is who you are, right? Mm-hmm. And you're going to be the tip of the spear for that. And whatever you say and do is going to emanate down. So think about it like almost like a triangle, right?
Right.
You're the top of the triangle.
Yeah.
Everything that you do, if you're all about integrity, then be about integrity.
Totally.
If you're about being on time, then make sure you stick to that standard,
right?
And lead your team that way, because they understand what your vision is, or who you are as a person. You're going to attract those people, and then try to hire those people who are the same way.
Right.
And then I would, suggest try to either come up with interview questions that lead you along those lines, so they understand, and even write them out. Just say, here are the 4 things that mean, or 5 things that mean the most to me.
Right. That's a great point.
This is who I am.
Right.
And, the team and culture that you want to create will stay within that realm. Right. So that's kind of what you want to do. And then you lead in the same way you would. Don't ask anybody to do something you wouldn't want to do yourself. Totally. Right. Hey, I'm not going to ask you to dig that ditch, but I've done it before. So let's go. You worked on the barges with your dad, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not going to ask you to unload that barge or paint that barge. With this, it's I've done the grinding of doing social media stuff and whatever. So I need you to do it, and this is what I need to work on, and I need to work a bit longer on it than you normally would. And people do stuff that they wouldn't normally do for you, because you've kind of lived in their shoes, and you've built that trust already. So,
yeah, totally. I've done every single thing in this company. I've done it, and some things are fun, some things suck, obviously.
Have you ever heard the trust equation before?
No.
So trust equals credibility, reliability, and I think that's the last one. It's and I'll get back to
integrity.
Integrity.
Okay.
Over SI, which is self-interest.
Okay.
Right. So you're building that credibility, reliability, and integrity, and it's divided by your self-interest, and that equals trust. Right. Oh. So you have an overall goal. Yep. You've built the credibility, you know that you're reliable, and then you have great integrity, and it goes back to building that trust.
Love it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Process side. Yep. So let's go through your process of going out and getting new clients and building your business. So tell me more about that.
Okay. So our process for biz dev, bringing on attracting new clients, is exactly that, sort of an attraction model. Right. So we do a lot of inbound. We do a lot of marketing. We do a lot of content. We do a decent amount. We want to do 10 times what we're doing now.
Everybody wants to, but it's only
everybody does.
Not everybody has a D-Rock. And
it takes a lot of time. I know. Editing is insane. Finding those opportunities for content is tough, but we put out as much as we can right now. Yeah. And that gets the people who are interested in what we're talking about. Yes, I want that. I want to call these guys and see how we can work together. That's going to be the most powerful opportunity that we can get. We do some things that are outbound and advertising, but then you have to do a lot of sifting, sorting, and screening to find those people that have the right mindset.
Much better if it's warm, like a marketing qualified lead coming in and turning it into a sales qualified lead, right? So,
but when you have the inbound, you have someone who's raised their hand and be like they identify with something that we're talking about. Yes, I want that. I'm not looking for the cheapest price. I'm not looking for 3 bids. I'm looking to see how we can align and work together.
So when you bring those people on, tell me what your actual sales process is like. So you've talked to the MQL. Yep. They said, I'm interested. Now what?
Yep. So it's very consultative. We don't do proposals. We have conversations. We learn about what the company is looking for, what they're doing currently as far as marketing, what their goals are for the overall business, not just the marketing. Marketing is an integral part. We want to make sure that whatever we're doing with them is going to drive their business goals. So we do it.
You don't want to just sell to sell. You want to make sure it's the right fit.
It's a long-term relationship. We want to be a partner, not a vendor. I know that's a very trite thing to say.
But the only way you can do business now.
We're not a lead vendor. We want to be a marketing partner to help someone build their brand and grow their business. So once we determine fit, we talk budget, what their goals are. Our first engagement is what we call core strategy. And that's where we do a full diagnosis and put together a strategy for their marketing. Right. And then during that strategy, we prescribe what we think the best course of action is for their business, for their marketing. So we don't do the proposal, do that work, the proposal to figure out their strategy. That's the first engagement that we do.
Yeah. So
which differs from what a lot of companies have experienced in the past, because what a lot of construction companies do as they start to grow is they get a vendor over here and a vendor over there, and they're buying leads here and they're doing this stuff. And none of these things there's no strategy, there's no project management, there's no one that's holding everything accountable. And that's why they're getting mediocre results. So when we try to kind of shift that paradigm and say, all right, well, you're getting mediocre results because there's no plan, there's no strategy in place here. You're just doing all this tactical stuff.
Right.
And in order to really move the needle in your business and like get to that next level, you're going to need a strategy and a plan. So that's what we really focus on.
So that's a great idea, like a great strategy for you to bring on new customers. So you are selling the mindset of working with you. You're not just selling an individual product or service.
No, not a commodity. We don't have a Chinese menu of services. It's, if we align in our beliefs about business and marketing, then let's talk.
Right. And I think that's very helpful, because you're not, like you said, picking, okay, one from column A, one from column B, one from column C. It's, here's our suite, right? We can offer you multiple services. Here's where we think you'd best align to work with us right now.
Right.
And then once you get your foot in the door with that, we can do these other services on top of it as well.
Totally.
Yeah. So, I mean, we had a conversation before this about, a client, and I think Joe has the skill set to offer a lot more to the client than they think they need right now.
Right.
So I think you just have to offer that to them and say, listen, I want to work with you. I know you want this, but we can also offer this, and here's how we think we can do it. Right. So
so like a prospective client will come in with this narrow kind of scope, like, I want this. But once you start to peel back the onion, the layers of the onion,
a lot more to it,
and you find out what they really want, it's like, well, you think you want this, but what you really need is this. And I'm not just talking about trying to charge them more money, but like, what you really need is this. This is what's really going to move the needle. This thing might work in the short term, but this is what you need. That's a relationship we're trying to build.
Exactly. And I think that's the best kind of relationship in any kind of sales or business development process, is that, you want to build that trust. And we just talked about it too, but if they think you're just being a car salesman to them, they're not going to want to buy from you.
Yeah.
And I'll say it because most of them are poorly trained, and they're just like, yeah, sign here real hard.
Right.
What you want to do is offer that value. Like, here, I can tell you this is the best way for you to go, and here's the data we have behind it.
Yep.
And that's how I sell, is I always sell behind the data, because I think that's what's going to drive the conversion a lot easier. It's like, here's what we have, and this is what is going to help you and your business grow.
Yeah. Well, the business like yours, you're selling a service. With us, we're selling a service. It's not only tangible. It's not always tangible.
Correct. It's hard.
So you have to try to gather that data and present that, those KPIs, how you're going to measure success, and hold one another accountable for that.
So. Yeah. And I think even if you did it quarterly, like showing quarterly achievements, we talked about OKRs earlier.
Right.
This is where we measured to. This is where our goal was for the quarter. Here's where we hit. We hit this much attainment to get to that overall goal. So we are this where to plan.
Right.
So I think that you kind of set the scope of work for your clients beforehand and say, here's where 100% would be.
Yep.
Here's
this is what success looks like.
This is what success looks like. This is what, hitting the number is, and here's what below the bar is. So let's set that number now and say, here's our tangibles. Our overall objective is this. Our key results would be A, B, and C. If we can hit an average of 70% for that, we're doing well. We're moving the needle, moving the ball forward, right? We were talking about this before earlier. Rugby for me is a huge part of my business, because it translates easily to what we do. You need to have a culture, right? You need to have trust. You need to have communication without communication. And you need to be able to know that, like, overall, the overall goal is to move forward.
Yeah.
Like, look at Griff. He's built that business from nothing by moving the ball forward, and that's a go forward mentality. So
he's been
11 years, 12 years,
a decade, but it's 10 years to overnight success, right?
It's crazy. So on the profit side, what are your biggest challenges there? And obviously, for most small businesses, it's just cash flow, right? But it seems like you're doing really well now.
Well, so cash flow and profit, kind of two different things. Like
I call it profit as a vertical, but
Right. So as you're taking on, as you're starting your business, it's like, okay, get some clients in the door, get some revenue going, get some cash flow, pay the bills. But then sort of getting to that next level for us was a couple of years ago, where we really understood what our margins were on different services that we were offering.
That's big.
Pretty much, double our prices across the board for everything, because we were making cash flow, but not necessarily making profit that we could reinvest into the business, hire people in advance, and really do great work for clients. So that was a very big transition that we went through from just, making X in revenue and basically spending just a little less than X, and you think you're all good, but
assets for liabilities, they win,
but you're not. So you got to have that, that big gap there. You need that gross profit, that net profit. So it's something that we've been working on and definitely can get better at.
Right.
Listen,
I think that's understanding your numbers is very important in any business, and being able to translate that so it can reinvest it back in your business is huge. So.
And a big thing again for both of our businesses, it's a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
So
your time
you got to account for your time. How much time is spent, calling a client, talking with a client, solving a problem. You got to have a handle on that, or else that can just that can.
Do you divide up your day, or do you plan out your day way in advance, or is it or do you attack the big rocks in the morning and then the littler rocks from the day, or how do you do it?
So for me personally, I do try to live by my calendar as much as possible. The morning is dedicated to sales, marketing, business development, like income producing activities in the morning. And after lunch would be dedicated to
rocking and mauling.
Client work, hiring, admin type things like that. So for our business, sales and marketing is the lifeblood. So that needs to get done first thing.
Yeah.
And then, kind of take it from there.
And you're doing the bulk of it, right? You're doing all the BD?
Right now, yes, I am. Okay. So it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So we'll be ready for a salesperson, like probably almost now, but pretty soon. Yeah,
okay.
Pretty soon.
Okay.
Because our market's gigantic. We're just we're just scratching the surface.
You're national, right? Have you taken any clients on the West Coast, or everybody's pretty much here on the East Coast?
No, we have a ton of clients. California, Texas is probably one of our bigger ones.
Bigger in Texas.
Australia, Romania.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So international, baby.
I love it.
Branching out. So Canada as well.
Really?
Forgot about those guys up there.
Don't forget about those. They're so nice. It's hard to forget.
They don't cause any problems.
They don't cause any trouble. So RTB, right? To me, it means to ring the bell, get out there every day, whether you're answering the whistle when the event starts or when you start your day. Like you and I both work out early in the morning because we have kids and our days are jam packed. So you got to hit it hard in the morning.
To
stay ahead of the day.
Totally.
For me, it's the fear of failure. It's my family. It's just winning, right? We always, that winning personality. What helps you ring the bell every day?
Honestly, it's all those things. I mean, morning routine is very solid. I can get into that if we have time. If you're interested.
Yeah.
And it's really about winning the day. I mean, it's about family. It's about being a good example for our kids who are 6 and 4. And it's about winning, like taking that mentality from the rugby pitch, doing whatever it takes, legally, ethically to win the game and to win the day. So, focusing on winning today. What am I going to do this Wednesday to win today?
I agree.
And what does that look like?
Yeah.
So that can mean, having one good sales conversation with a prospective client. It can mean, making our clients win, encouraging our team, whatever that is. So just feeling like at the end of the day, okay, we gave it our best shot. We won today.
Yeah, you didn't hang up the towel or take your cleats off knowing that you didn't try your hardest.
Because these days are hard, man. As an entrepreneur, this journey ain't easy.
It's not easy at all.
This is what we signed up for, and we do love it at some level.
I do,
but it's not.
I think it's more the autonomy. I don't know about you. I like to be like,
doing stuff like this.
This
is great.
Exactly. Like, who can do this now?
This came out of thin air. Yeah. Like, oh, want to do a podcast? Great. I didn't even know you were coming here till this morning. I thought we were doing this virtually.
I know.
Like, oh, even better.
I'd much rather do this, and I feel like it's better interaction.
Oh yeah.
Doing it face-to-face than rather over through Zoom or whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For me, that's what it is. So
I'm flying out to Scottsdale in 2 weeks to do a podcast.
Are you really?
Yeah, among other things, but that's one of the reasons that
adding
I'm going
stuff on top of it to get there.
Yeah, to make it just.
Who is that with?
It's with Storm Ventures Group. They are a client, good friend. They throw a big conference that I went to in Vegas a couple weeks ago. So they got a video podcast called The Speakeasy, and they also have an online university for roofing companies. And we have a digital marketing course inside that university, and I think we're going to be filming more content to put inside that.
Awesome.
So when roofing companies sign up for their university, then they can learn about roofing, but also about digital marketing.
So. And I'll be doing the same thing. I'll be doing a series on my sales process. So, I just saw the post the other day of the X-ray hand and recon. Yeah. So, how you research people, how you engage them, how you connect with them. Do you do observation or demo with them, and then how you negotiate and close, and all those steps. And do a video series on that too, and podcast series. So
I'd love to watch that. I could definitely work on our sales process for sure.
So, and if I can help you with it, let me know. With you guys, I can
definitely.
What else, Joe? I think that's we were talking earlier, and there's a lot of stuff that we didn't talk about, but how rugby translates to the business world, and I think setting the culture as the owner and CEO of your company is very important, and I think you have the mindset and the ability to do it because just from the knowledge of us playing together.
Yeah.
Right? So, you shed blood with people, it's a different story, but when you work with people, it's, it's still, you have to build that culture and control it. And if you don't, and you let the wrong people in, it's going to damage which you saw already, but.
Yeah, totally. We're talking about that, like interviewing this week, and like the thing that I want above everything else is like, can I spend 8 or 10 hours a day with this person?
Yeah.
If we go to an event cross country, like would I want to spend time with this person? Would they want to spend time with me? Do we have that kind of chemistry, that understanding, especially on a small team?
Yeah.
I think rugby, you and I played pretty much every sport there is. Rugby is the ultimate team sport.
By
like
far
you got 15 guys or 7 guys on the pitch. You got to be operating in sync, or else it could be trouble.
It's totally different from every other sport. Like I box, which is a one-on-one sport, right? And then you do hockey or football, and you're still in islands in those sports, right? But what I learned from rugby is that, like, I know if I go into contact against you, that I have to trust the guys behind me, or to the right or left of me, to either pass the ball or to step out and blow you away.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm on an island.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly why I feel like the trust factor is so important. The trust equation is important to your business as well. So
and you coming here was great because it reminded me of the whole rugby analogy, which I guess I don't think about as much. I haven't played in 10 years now. Yeah. I'm an old man now, but I should think about more and kind of how to apply that to business.
I mean, it's part of our lives, right?
It's a big part of our lives.
And I think there are a lot of analogies, to the business world as well as our personal worlds, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're constantly want to be moving forward in your business, in your life, right? And getting outside your comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
So
that's entrepreneurship, right? 100%. I mean, we could have stayed in jobs and just had that kind of nice paycheck and just been cruising along, but that's not enough for what we want. So we want to keep moving forward, keep growing personally, professionally. I love learning. I know you do too.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing is knowing your why, right? And everybody talks about Simon Sinek, but we did a thing today at the incubator I'm in, on understanding your why. And, I know my why is helping other businesses, in sales, help them grow. Right. But going deeper into it, it was really more the drive from my dad. A poem that he wrote, and you might have seen it.
Right. Yes. Yeah, that was awesome.
And that drives me more than anything else. Yeah. And that's my why deep down inside. It's like, to be a better person and to help other people, and still being the medic, right? It's still helping other people, right?
Yeah, so that's in your blood. Yeah.
I just can't shake it. Really, I can't. So I enjoy doing it.
Yeah, man, you're already successful, and RTB is gonna blow up. Sure. RTB. I know, it is.
It's gotta blow up. You
got a tattoo yet?
Not yet. Do you have a CD?
No, I don't. So I think I might get my family before my business. If I ever get a tattoo
on my back.
Okay.
But all in the Chinese symbols.
So right.
I have, my snake and Julie's. What is she? She's a rooster.
Okay.
And then Nicholas is a bunny rabbit. Olivia is a horse, and then Josie is a rooster as well. So,
cool.
Yeah.
That's special.
Yeah. That's special. All right, brother. Thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure having me.
Talking with you today on the podcast, and don't forget to ring the bell every day.
Every day, baby. Win the day.
Answers. Ring the bell. Cheers.